Christ referred to two prophets. The one was Isaiah and the other one was Daniel. This is a look into the book of Daniel. You cannot put new cloth on an old garment. You will tear both. The old had to be removed. And the same as when Israel came through the desert, it took them 40 years to get into the promised land. So after the cross, it took exactly 40 years for the old to be removed, and it was removed with fire. We know Peter says the first world was destroyed with water, the second world with fire. Now, the world of the Spirit is a world where the water will not overwhelm you and the fire will not kill you. Your works will be burned, but you will be saved. So we in the Spirit are actually immune to the judgments that's on the earth. Oh, this is so awesome. But here in Daniel 7, we see right after he describes the four beasts coming out, the next thing he tells us, here's the kingdom. This is so awesome. Now, if we stop here, we can say, okay, this is now all history. This links directly to Revelation 13. John, standing on the Isle of Patmos, having these visions. He has this vision. He's standing on the sand of the sea. And out comes one animal. It is one body. It is one unit. And he says there came out of the sea one animal. He's got a mouth like a lion. He's got claws like a bear. He looks like a leopard. He has 10 horns. Wow, that links us right to Daniel 7. So I can say Daniel 2, Daniel 7, Daniel 13 is the progression of this image of the beast that was forming. So in Revelation 13, he says this beast that came out had 10 horns and 7 heads. Now, the 7 heads I've been looking for years. And when you discover it, it is so easy because the word must explain the word. He says, look into the book and every mate will have its mate. You must just search it out. Then he says, this beast is empowered by the dragon. Oh my word. Okay, now we've got the beast and we've got the dragon. Please note, Antichrist is not even mentioned in the book of Revelation, because this is all the spirit of Antichrist. So now we have 10 horns, 7 heads, and it's empowered by the dragon. So if you turn one chapter back in Revelation 12, he says there's a big wonder in heaven. A woman clothed with the sun, the moon under her feet. She's got 10 stars on her head, and she is about to give birth. But then he says, there is another wonder in heaven, a great big red dragon. He said he's serpent, he's Satan, and he's the dragon. And he's got 10 horns and 7 heads. Okay, so we know here we have the image of the beast. We know the dragon is Satan. And then we read in Revelation 17, there's a false prophet. She's a woman. She's right. She's clothed with purple. She's drunk with the wine and the blood of the martyrs and the Christians. So we know, okay, this is Israel, because they killed all the prophets. And you pick it up through all the prophetic books. And Matthew 23 says, you that have killed the prophets, I will now revenge myself on you. And he says, this generation, that's very important there. But this woman is now riding the beast. And she has written on her forehead, Babylon the Great, the whore. Now, Isaiah 5 says, Isaiah tells us, how has this great city become a harlot? She has been committing idolatry. She has been whoring around with every nation. And now finally, her day has come that she will be burned. Now, Revelation 16, 17, 18 says, Babylon has burned. Babylon has burned. Now, Babylon has never burned. Babylon was just deserted and the Greeks, they got themselves a new capital in Seleucia. So Babylon never burned. But you actually become what you worship. And they worship gods that cannot see, that cannot hear, because they were dead. So they become like the gods they worshipped. In Babylon, they created their own system of worship, and they became like Babylon. So this woman has now written on her head, Babylon the great harlot. And she sits on 7 mountains. Now, mountains in the Bible, we must remember we're busy with spiritual language. Mountains are heads or rulers. Now, Psalm 2 says, why do the rulers of this world come together? And they scheme one thing. They want to take out the Messiah, but God who sits in the heavens, he laughs. He says, he has them in derision. He says, but you've got to kiss the Son, lest he turn on you. So how was Christ betrayed? With a kiss. So now we have to kiss the Son and be real. But this woman is the very same system that was to bring forth a Christ, was so infiltrated with Satan, and he thought he had everything in control and he's going to kill the Christ. But God has them in derision, because you can never outmatch God. I don't know how we can call ourselves Christians and then hold on to doctrines that actually give Satan the credit and makes him the winner. But if you look around, it seems like he's got everything in control. It's the same on the cross. It seemed like he had everything on control, but he didn't. Now, the 7 heads is very important to know. And Daniel 9 speaks about 70 weeks of 7, and it points right to the very day that Jesus Christ was baptized. And man, the timing, the dates, everything is so awesome. Luke 3 says, in the 15th year of Tiberius Caesar, that was the beginning of the last week of the 70 weeks of 7 of Daniel. Luke 3, the 15th year of Tiberius Caesar. Tiberius was Caesar. Herod was king. Pilate was a tetrarch. Philip was a tetrarch. Lysanias was a tetrarch. And then came Annas and Caiaphas. And there we have the 7 rulers. The very next verse says, John came to baptize. And the first people that came to be baptized, he said, you serpent seed, you vipers. Hey, they were the guys of the temple. He said, go away. You are trying to flee the wrath, because they knew the prophecies and they knew it was going to come, but they just kept right on. They kept right on till they crucified the Lord of glory. But instead of Satan winning, come on, we've got to get this. There is a beast, a dragon, and a false prophet now. And we get all this right from Daniel 7. It just starts, it is a time, and it finishes at the burning of the temple. So Satan got his trinity in. Revelation 16 says it's 3 frog spirits. But our God has got an awesome trinity going. And as they were meeting on Armageddon, Jesus came in as a lamb that was slaughtered, and they thought they had them. But the minute he took the book and opened the seals, the Lion of Judah roared. And the lion of the beast is no match for the lion on the cross. And Jesus spoiled Satan. He stripped him of his power. He's got no power left but to deceive. And his biggest deception is to scare us with things that are actually ours already. If you put yourself in the wrong timing, then you miss it totally. This is all history. Now the problem is that this history actually can fit into our history. This is how governments work. They fight and they push each other out, they kill just so that they can exalt themselves. It fits every government. In the flesh, it is a straight line and there's a beginning and the end. But in the spirit, the end is a new beginning. So every generation goes through this. Ecclesiastes 3 says, there's nothing new under the sun. The same way as I can apply scriptures to my life, which was history. Come on, guys. I am not David. Hey, I'm David. I haven't got Philistines around me. Hey, I've got Philistines around me. And reading David's story, I know how to handle it. The same way, these things repeat itself in governments, but these prophecies are not for us. Until there's a generation that's going to step up out of this natural into the kingdom, this will go on and on. But God knows his time and he knows what is working. And he says, there remains now a rest for the people of God. And I believe that there's a generation that's going to grab this and step into it. Why are all these things now revealed? It's like as time goes, revelation grows.